I remember when I first started to shift my mindset, the number seemed impossible. $250,000. It wasn't just money, it was freedom, security, opportunity, and a completely new reality for me. At the beginning, it felt like a distant dream. But then I understood something powerful. Reality is not fixed. Reality is created, molded, and designed by the thoughts we consistently entertain, the emotions we embody, and the energy we radiate into the field of possibility. The very first step I took was to stop identifying with my current circumstances. For so long, I kept repeating the story of struggle, of lack, of how things never worked out. That story kept me chained to the same outcomes. I realized I couldn't create a new life while holding on to the identity of the old one. So I began to reprogram my inner world. Every single morning, before I did anything else, I closed my eyes, slowed my breath, and placed myself in the experience of already having the $250,000. At first, my logical mind resisted. It kept whispering, how? When? Where is it going to come from? But instead of answering those questions, I reminded myself that the how is not my job. My job is to tune into the energy of already having it. I would visualize my bank account showing that number, feel the relief of paying off debts, imagine the excitement of new opportunities, sense the joy of being financially free. I didn't just think about it, I became it. I trained my body to feel the emotions of the future before it had even happened. The more I practiced, the more natural it became. There was a morning when something shifted. Instead of feeling like I was pretending, I actually believed it. I felt gratitude for the money as if it was already mine. My body didn't know the difference between imagination and reality, it responded as though it had already happened. That state of elevated emotion began to draw new circumstances to me like a magnet. Unexpected phone calls came in. Old opportunities I had written off came back around. People reached out to collaborate in ways I could never have predicted. Within weeks, doors started opening. I stayed disciplined. No matter what the outside world looked like, I kept returning every day to the inner world where I was already wealthy. I treated that practice as real work because it was. And the external began to reorganize itself around the energy I was holding. Here's what surprised me the most: the money didn't come from one source. It didn't just fall into my lap in a single check. It came in streams: business growth, investments paying off, unexpected returns, partnerships that became lucrative. The universe pieced it together through channels I couldn't have designed myself. If I had tried to figure it all out with my limited thinking, I never would have seen how it could happen. But because I stayed in trust, because I lived in the energy of already having it, reality had no choice but to catch up. There were moments of doubt, of course. Times when it looked like nothing was moving. But every time fear crept in, I reminded myself, I am not manifesting from the outside world, I am manifesting from the inside. My state of being is what creates. So instead of sinking into worry, I shifted back into gratitude. Gratitude was the signal that told the universe, it's already done. And the more gratitude I felt, the faster things unfolded. The day I checked my accounts and saw the full $250,000 realized, I wasn't shocked, I was thankful. I had already been living as if it had happened for months. It felt natural, as though I had simply stepped into the reality I had been rehearsing all along. That moment taught me something profound: abundance isn't something we chase, it's something we align with. When you embody the energy of your future, you collapse time. You bring the possibility into the present moment, and life has to reorganize itself around that signal. So when I say I manifested $250,000, it wasn't about luck or chance. It was about becoming the person who already had it. The inner world had to shift first, and then the outer world reflected it back to me. That is the real power we all have, the ability to choose a new reality, to embody it fully, and to watch as it unfolds into our lives in ways more extraordinary than we can imagine.